Hi everybody, and welcome to part 2 of my episode 2 overview of the Afro Samurai series. Now then, continuing from where I left off. Now, Afro is being treated at the sword school, and as soon as his wounds heal it pretty nicely, the sword master actually starts to train Afro on how to fight. Now, while he is at the school, he also interacts with all the other students. Now, of course, he doesn't do this right away because, he's still pretty depressed about having his father die. And, one particular person that gets along really well with Afro is Gino. And Gino is actually, I believe, the top student at the Swordmaster's secret sword school. And he has a very special, he has a unique way of fighting compared to the other students. He fights using two short swords. And he's more of a sort of defensive fighter. He doesn't really kill, per se. Even when he fights other, say, thugs, he doesn't even really use swords. He uses those wooden training swords just to kind of disarm them, just to knock them out. Because he's not really a violent person. He's like I said, more of just a kind of a charismatic kind of leader. He kind of just wants to help protect his friends and whatnot. Now Afro, on the other hand, he's still very distant, but that changes throughout the episode. He like I said, gets to befriend the other students. He's getting along well with them, and he starts to come around more. Now, this episode actually jumps back and forth from Afro's flashback to the present time, and with Okiku, she and Afro kind of start to get along, and actually become a lot friendlier, and the person who's actually doing the voice for Okiku is Kelly Hugh. And personally, I think she does a fantastic job of voicing this character. She has a very calm, very soothing type of voice, and she just pulls it off so well. Great job, Kelly Hugh. Awesome voice acting. Now, later on throughout the episode, you actually find that Okiku has been reading Afro's dreams, reading into his dreams, his memories, and she has actually been storing that on a chip, because later on throughout the episode, you actually find out that Okiku is actually an agent that's working for the Empty Seven clan. Now, as I said before in my earlier videos for episode 1, the Empty Seven clan is kind of the secondary antagonists in the show. We're actually trying to get rid of Afro and get the number 2 headband so that they can challenge Justice to get the number 1 headband. Now, you might be wondering why she's reading his dreams. Well, she's actually doing this because they're actually trying to learn Afro's fighting style, trying to actually incorporate it for another reason, which I will explain later on in another set of videos. Now, with Okiku now, she is actually getting along pretty well with Afro, and I'll explain why later. Now, throughout the episode, Afro's having more flashbacks about his childhood with Gino and actually Otsuru. She's actually a childhood friend of Afro, kind of like, well, like Gino is. She's a little girl. Like I said, she's carrying around a teddy bear. And actually, and at one point in the episode, Afro actually hears these two guys talking as they're passing along Gino, him, and Otsuru, as they were selling vegetables to raise money for the sword school. Afro actually hears that one of the guys mentioned that there's a new number 2, a new person who has the number 2 headband because, well, because, no wait, sorry, my mistake. They actually hear, what he hears is that the number 2 is actually in the area. So after Afro hears this, he pretty much takes off to go after those guys and get whatever information he can out of them about the number 2 headband. And he actually takes a short sword from the sword school. He does this off screen and actually follows the guy into a brothel, I believe it is. Yeah, a brothel, to actually try to get some information out of him, and he actually holds him at sword point. Now picture this: a little kid just holding a grown man at sword point. Yeah, this show has no restraints whatsoever about the violence in the core, believe me. And the Thugs is not really taking Afro too seriously. I mean, he's sort of scared, but not really, and he reaches for his gun, and he's about to shoot Afro, but Afro just sticks the blade right into his throat. And the guy is pretty much just trying to struggle, but Afro is like just sticking it farther into his neck, and he's just trying to get information out of him about where the number 2 is. And pretty much the Thug's still being all defiant, and Afro pretty much just cuts his neck really badly, and he's like, the Thug's on the verge of death, and he's still being all cocky about this, and basically trying not to give Afro the satisfaction of killing him. He actually like struggles to pick up his gun. Now you think he's gonna shoot Afro, but he's not. What he really does is puts the gun to his head and blows off his own head. Now, needless to say, this freaks Afro out quite a bit because he's not used to the idea of killing, right, at this time, because he's, you know, still a little kid, and he pretty much just gets the hell out of there. And as he's getting away, he pretty much just kind of, well, he's uneasy about it, so he just starts throwing up about it, and it's just making him queasy. It's so brutal. Now, please everyone, stay tuned for part 3 of this segment, this overview, and we'll try to wrap this up as quick as I can. Alright, see you later, everybody.